Hello, everybody. It's the Outlaw John Rocha here with a massive bunch of news that just dropped here from the Hollywood Reporter. Borys Kit speculating possibly that there are some big changes coming to the DC universe. Thanks to James Gunn and Peter Saffran. You know, they're just a few days away from presenting this new approach that they want to take with the DC universe to David Zaslav. And one of the big new pieces of news trickling out today from multiple sources, according to Borys Kit of the Hollywood Reporter, is that Wonder Woman 3 is no longer a go. That's right. Wonder Woman 3 is no longer a go. According to their sources, they have rejected the treatment that Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins pitched to them with Jeff Johns on as co-writer. And there's much more to learn about this as well. Apparently, a Black Adam sequel is now no longer in the works. And even Henry Cavill, which we've speculated on Geek Buddies and some of the other shows that I've done here on the channel, Hot Mike and others, that he's not fully back and may not even come back to be a part of the DC universe. In fact, there's a lot of implications within this article that are stating that Zack Snyder's version of Justice League and DC, that they're going to try to slowly move out all those characters and all those actors who have played those roles. Even they're coming back to do cameos in Flashpoint, they're going to slowly move them out of here. And that's really, really interesting. And it's a massive bunch of news here. Let's take a look at the article real quick. Let's take a look at this thing and see and go through it step by step real quick and see what the big news items are here. As he's saying, Borys Kit writing this one, as I said, in the Hollywood Reporter. But the duo in recent days, as Peter Saffran and James Gunn have flown back to Los Angeles from the snowy city of Aspen, Colorado, where they were huddled in deep planning, and now they've come down from the mountaintop with a set of commandments. A very nice description there. But as I said, they're expected to meet with Zaslav coming up here in the next week. But multiple sources tell Hollywood Reporter that Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3 is not moving forward and is considered dead in its current incarnation. Sources say that Jenkins recently submitted her treatment, co-written with Jeff Johns and the Gunn and Saffran, as well as Warner Brothers co-chairs and co-CEOs Michael DeLuca and Pamela Abdy, broke the news to Patty Jenkins, telling her the project as it stood did not fit in with the new but still unfolding plans that Gunn and Saffran and Zaslav are working on here. The studio could end up saving tens of $millions, according to Borys Kit here, by not making the third installment, because Gal Gadot was on track to earn $20 million for the movie. Patty Jenkins, $12 million for the movie, plus back-end bonuses possibly as well. And remember, and recently, Gadot yesterday tweeted out something, and it says, a few years ago, it was announced that I was going to play Wonder Woman. I've been so grateful for the opportunity to play such an incredible, iconic character. And more than anything, I'm grateful for you, the fans. Can't wait to share her next chapter with you. It just seemed like an odd tweet. There was no Wonder Woman celebration. It just seemed like an odd time to put this tweet out. And then her playing to the fans saying, you know, more than anything, I'm grateful for you, the fans, and can't wait to share her next chapter with you. So in a way, it almost feels like she's playing the PR game of trying to seem like, you know, she loves the role of playing Wonder Woman. She actually does. But this is a little bit of brand saving and playing the PR thing, right? Appealing to the fans, saying how much I love playing Wonder Woman, and then saying, I can't wait to share the next chapter with you. So in a way, trying to put the Warner Brothers brass, maybe Gunn, Saffran, Zaslav, Abdy, DeLuca, kind of in a corner here and turn the public sentiment on them to force them to keep her in the role. That very well may be possible here if you read in between the lines of the tweet. It could just been a random tweet. It could have been just a tweet. She heard that they rejected it, so she just felt the need to express this in a moment of feeling. Certainly, we've seen her with that Imagine video. She knows how to express her feelings about this stuff, so maybe she wanted to express it in that moment, how she felt about playing Wonder Woman. But it does, I don't know, it does kind of ask some questions for sure about the situation. Let's take a look at more of this article real quick here as we look at it. They're seeing the shutdown and the closing of the curtain on the Snyderverse, there's the shutdown of Man of Steel right now with Henry Cavill and having no more Aquaman. That's the possibility as well, that they're going to get rid of Momoa as Aquaman, get rid of Henry Cavill as the Man of Steel, as Superman. And remember, Henry Cavill tweeted out and posted on Instagram that he is officially back as Superman. And then we found out days later from the Wrap that there was no contract, that he had no contract to be Superman officially. So that was up in the air as well. And we've got the Flashpoint movie, or the Flash movie, coming out, which Zaslav keeps touting. But is this the final hurrah for some of these actors as these characters. That's what's striking me as I read this article more and more. And also, Borys Kit is stating unlikely is a sequel to Black Adam, because no matter how much Dwayne Johnson may want to protest that it's turning a profit, $52 million in profit on a superhero film is not a good profit to be turning with something that massive. And certainly, I think he's done himself no favors with that A24 comment. And apparently, according to the article here, Johnson hoped to carve out his own piece of the DC pie, but multiple sources say his playing up of a returning Cavill and his own involvement with DC may not be endearing him to the new management. And I felt that way, right? I've said that in Geek Buddies. I've said that on the hot mic, that it felt odd to me that Johnson was kind of pushing his way through or throwing his weight around DC when he was trying to promote Black Adam and claim that he was the one that brought Superman back. And then recently we saw him criticizing Warner Brothers management in harsh terms for not bringing back Henry Cavill. So certainly everyone's got these pieces to play here, or this leverage that they're using in this situation. Now, Momoa, they're saying, could emerge as a pivotal figure into the new plans. The actor would wrap up playing Arthur Curry with Lost City, due out next Christmas, but it would not spell the end of the actor's involvement with DC, because he might be switching over to play Lobo. And remember, Momoa put out a comment or a tweet when he was talking about James Gunn, saying Gunn might be making a dream of his come true. And certainly last week on the Geek Buddies, we were arguing Momoa versus Momoa, Aquaman versus Lobo. Well, maybe half of that equation is not going to happen, and that half that we did think was going to happen might be not happening, which is Momoa ending as Aquaman and maybe switching over to play Lobo, which would be really interesting to see. But a Lobo character fits with the Gunn Saffran mentality. So I would not be surprised to see that happening. Borys goes on to say part of the plan could entail a truly fresh start, having no baggage from any previous regimes as they set about resetting how DC movies and shows are made. It doesn't take into account Shazam! Fury of the Gods or Blue Beetle, which of course they released a new poster for Blue Beetle, which looked pretty awesome as well. And there's rumblings of the establishment of a creative brain trust, because they want to make these interconnected stories and interconnected universe happen. And certainly Saffran had in recent weeks been meeting with writers at his LA home in an effort to hone the presentation. One part of this also, the agenda seems likely not to touch, at least for now, is Matt Reeves' Batman universe, and also Matt Reeves overseeing the Penguin series as well as a spinoff. So a lot of questions to be asked here, a lot of answers to be hunted for in this situation. Is this the end of the Snyderverse almost officially, with all these actors who have played these roles being moved off? Are Gunn and Saffran essentially pitching, hey, if you want us to take over the DC universe, don't hand us other people's actors, don't hand us other people's chosen people for these roles. We want to come at it with a completely fresh point of view. And remember, Henry Cavill shot a cameo in the Flash movie, and apparently even that cameo might be up for being cut. Is Cavill even going to show up in this Flash movie now? Is this the end of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman? Is Momoa moving over to be Lobo? I think this is pretty much the end of Amber Heard as Mira for sure. And what's going to happen with Ezra Miller with all the shit he's kind of put the studio through over the last few months with this Flash movie? Are they going to keep him? Will he be the lone Snyderverse person who stays? Because we know Ray Fisher with Cyborg, he's gone. Is he going to be the lone person that stays for the DC universe here from the Snyderverse, which would be ironic as hell if he's the one with all the drama and the behind the scenes issues with him, that he sticks around as a charter member of this new DC universe that Saffran and Gunn are pitching? Or is he going to be thrown out as well after this Flash movie, and they're going to shoot something or add something where a new Flash comes in from a different universe? So a lot of questions here, but really the big shocking part of this is that Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins might be out as director and star of the Wonder Woman franchise, and that Henry Cavill and Black Adam are pretty much, possibly, looks to me like 90% as I read this article, a done deal, that it was a nice attempt for them to bring Cavill back. What are your thoughts about all this? Are you shocked? Are you surprised? Is this the standard operating procedure for DC Universe? Or are you maybe a little bit excited to see what Gunn and Saffran are going to create, because they're going to get to choose their actors. They're going to get to choose how to tell these DC stories with these DC characters and do it in their own way. And does this now excite you about what we might be seeing? And also, what happens to these movies? Do they become X-Men Dark Phoenix, essentially a lame duck movies that just get made, put out there, and you have fun watching them, and that's it. It's a lot of questions to be asked for sure off of this report. Well, let me know what you all thought about it in the comments section below. Hit a like on this video, share it on your social media, and more than anything else, subscribe to the channel down below. I'm trying to get to that 25,000 subscribers mark. I'm 200 subscribers away. Get me to 25,000 as soon as possible so we can start marching to 30,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourselves. Be well. And I'll talk to you next time with another brand new video here on the Outlaw Nation.